Have you ever asked yourself what the best backlink for your website would be? Far too many have not, and therefore only get the backlinks they are offered. So let us define what a good backlink is in times when ranking in Google's AI mode depends on whether your website is seen as a brand from Google's perspective. What kind of backlinks do brands have? Most of them use the brand as their primary anchor text. And in second place, the domain name is the anchor text. So if we want to emulate that, we need to use our brand name as anchor text. How do we know that a link inside some content is well placed? It gets clicked. We also know that there is almost no difference between a do follow and a no follow link. But the difference is significant from the click perspective. A link that is regularly clicked is worth much more. How do we make sure a link is not only clicked when we publish a piece of content, but every day we place a backlink in a piece of content that gets visitors every day? So we need to create an interesting article worth reading with a clear target keyword. We then place the article on an authority domain that has the power to rank for that keyword. The keyword must be an evergreen keyword, not something trendy. So what is not going to work is an article praising your company or website with a headline cheering your website or company, which has no targeted evergreen keyword. Who reads such articles besides the employees? And who clicks on links inside such articles? Exactly, almost nobody. What we have described as the best working article is also called a native PR article. In our case, it would be an evergreen native PR article. PR stands for press release and is used so the website you are reaching out to understands what you want to buy. So if you're selling toys for children, for example, which backlink would make a difference? It would be an article on a website about parenting or a website about toy reviews, both popular in this niche, or a popular news website with a much broader audience. Which of them has the highest authority? News websites usually have much higher authority. Which of them would publish a native article about the best educational toys? The news website would love such content. The niche websites, on the other hand, might not publish something they do not agree with. So you would need to change your article and it would take longer to publish. So why hassle with the niche websites if the news website has high authority and would publish it without changes or only with slightly changes? Which of them has a higher chance to rank for an evergreen article about the best educational toys? The chances are almost equal. The news website has the authority and the niche website has the right entity. If you're looking for branding and new customers, the news website is the best fit, then the parenting website, and then the toy review website. It will usually trigger the most initial clicks because of the bigger audience. But there are some traps to avoid. The news portal will label your paid article as sponsored, but if the backlink has no rel equals sponsor tag, that is acceptable, which they often do not add. The second point is not to land in the sponsored category. Because it is a native article, you must insist they place it in a regular category. For example, lifestyle. That is important because of the way articles are archived on news websites. Sponsored articles often get deleted after some time, but native articles stay for a longer time. They also get more link juice through a regular category and rank therefore better. Once you have agreed on the terms, you need to write the article on the evergreen topic, the best educational toys, which must include a listicle. That can be a non-ranked list or a real top 10 list. In both cases, you need to link all other brands too. The best way to do that is to pick the biggest brand in your niche, choose one product from them, and make a list where you write the product name first, followed by the brand. and link the brand name to the domain. Put yourself among the first free listings. By doing so, you're doing co-branding and making the article a real native article. Because from Google's perspective, it is impossible to tell if this article is sponsored and who has sponsored it. AIs like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and Claude also will not care that this is a sponsored article. They will like the listicle and use it in their answers, especially because it is from a news website, which they crawl more often than niche websites. It is important that a native article contains many backlinks. It would not be wise to have fewer links in it. So if you have a top 10 ranking, you have 10 backlinks. Do not leave out the obvious big players. If you publish a top 10 list and omit the clear leader, it looks suspicious. It is also important to mention the obvious big ones and not leave them out, because both the Google algorithm and LLMs will suspect there is something wrong if the market leaders in a niche are left out of such listings. If you publish a native PR article in this way, it will rank for the keyword best educational toys, get new visitors every day, and people will click some of the links in the listing. So you will get new visitors and potential customers every day and have a great backlink. Now here is the bad news. It is not enough to publish one such article. In the best case, you should publish one every week, and in the worst case, at least one per month. You cannot repeat the article or the headline with the same keyword. You need to find another evergreen keyword, put it in a headline, and write a trustworthy article with a meaningful listing. You also should not post twice on the same news website. This is a lot of work, but it's worth it. With such link building, you will rank much better and faster in Google and also in LLMs, and you will make your brand bigger with every published article. You should start as soon as possible, because being a brand in the eyes of Google and LLMs is currently the most important factor. It is the most future-proof link building method, and once Google makes the AI mode the default mode, you will profit immensely. If you don't do it, you will probably lose so much that it will be very hard or almost impossible to recover. Watch this video about the state of SEO for more tips, or take a look at my workshop recording about AI branding. The link is in the description. See you next time.